If you've opened Notion and immediately gotten confused and overwhelmed, don't worry, you're not alone. Every time I post about Notion, I get the same 20 comments from people saying they don't get it, it's too confusing. And honestly, I understand where you're coming from. The reason why so many people struggle with Notion, especially in the beginning, is because you're trying to build an entire system or maybe using like an already made template before you understand how to actually think inside Notion. So in this series, I'm going to walk you through the progression I used when I first learned Notion 5 years ago, because it's only when you understand how you naturally organize things that you can determine whether Notion is the right tool for you. So let's start with the basics at level 1. We're not building dashboards and we're not using databases yet. Instead, you're just going to think of Notion as a piece of paper, a place to store your lists and thoughts, and maybe add a few touches of self-expression. Now, some of you might find that level 1 is all you need to feel organized, and that's completely fine. But if you do want to go further, don't rush past this part. Just spend a little time here figuring out what it is you like to write down and how you like to see it. Let's get to it. Okay, let's start by creating a new blank page. And just a quick caveat, I recommend you design your Notion on the desktop app or browser. Notion's mobile interface just isn't the best user experience in my opinion. So back to your blank page, the first thing I like to do is head over to the settings drop down to the right and select my font style and decide if I want to toggle on the full page layout. Now our focus on level 1 is going to mostly be using Notion's basic blocks. You'll find those by pressing /. Then I like to start with a to-do list. Now again, let's think of this like a piece of paper. So how would you set up a page to keep your tasks and thoughts organized? Is it just one big list? For some of you, maybe it looks like writing out a to-do list for each day of the week. Maybe others would prefer to separate their to-do list by categories or even larger projects. Whatever you'd prefer, keep in mind that Notion is a block-based drag and drop editor. So you can arrange your lists into columns if that's the most helpful way to visualize things. Now, if you want to add other elements besides to-do lists, go ahead and check out some other commands under the basic block section and add whatever may be useful or inspiring. Once you've added all the information you want on your page, now we can begin to play with how we want it to look. We can go back to that commands list and add headings, color, call out blocks for highlighting certain elements, dividers, or images. If you want to get really creative, you can design your own graphics in a program like Canva and import them into Notion. But don't feel like it needs to be all decorated, only if that's your vibe. The best part about Notion is that you can really transform it to whatever style you prefer. So if you want to stick with a more simple and minimalist aesthetic, that totally works too. Either way, I want you to just stay with this one page of Notion for a week or so, playing around with the different basic blocks and your favorite way to format it all. At this point, you might decide that a digital block-based editor just isn't the best tool for you, and it won't be for everyone. But if you're curious on ways to categorize your data and automate things, stick around for level 2 where we'll get into databases. Of course, let me know if you have any questions about level 1 so far.